Hello there and welcome once again to Red Gaming Tech and yet more Xbox One news as we bring you yet more information from the Microsoft conference. And I've already done quite an in-depth video on Call of Duty Ghosts, but this video is going to be concerning the other games that we know are going to be revealed for the next-gen Xbox. And they did mention a few games, but they didn't give huge amounts of detail on a lot of them, and I have a feeling that this information that we want to know about the exclusives and general releases for launch on the Xbox One will be coming at E3. They certainly heavily insinuated as such. Anyway, let's focus on what we do know. What we do know is that EA and Microsoft have what seems like a pretty cool partnership, as they're sharing a lot of stuff with Microsoft, including their vision for gaming, and they're going to be giving them an exclusive mode for FIFA 14, which is going to be Ultimate Team. And of course, they gave a ton of information on the new FIFA game as well, which will be powered by a brand new engine which is called EA Sports Ignite, which was created by Sports Games, and they actually even used real players for advice and motion capture. So of course, there was a lot of footage of actual athletes talking about their experiences as a player, how the crowd motivated them, and the actual atmosphere, and how that affected their play and so forth. And they did actually mention how they're going to have 3D crowds, 10 times more animation depth and detail, as well as for the actual players who are going to be in the game, 4 times faster calculations per second, human-like intelligence, and yeah, 10 times more animation depth and detail, which is quite impressive, as I'm sure you will agree. And that wasn't the only game they talked about for the Xbox One. There's also, of course, Forza 5, which they did show some quite nice looking footage of actually, but not much information was given on that particular game, unfortunately. As well as that, there was a new game from Remedy revealed, who are, of course, the developers of Alan Wake and Alan Wake's American Nightmare. And there wasn't really much information given on that game other than the name, Quantum Break, and that is going to be a third-person game, most likely a shooter from this tiny bit of gameplay that they actually showed. A lot of it was real-life action, so not much gameplay or even trailers shown for that particular game. So yes, there's going to be a ton of sports games in general released on the Xbox One, which of course include Madden, UFC, NBA, and the already mentioned FIFA. And one aspect that they're going to be having on the Xbox One only is a whole integration with fantasy teams. What you can do is actually create a fantasy team for, say, I don't know, basketball or American football or what have you, and the Xbox One will actually keep track of the players in your team's scores, and it will actually affect how your team is doing. So you've got a team of 4 players, and if one of them scores a goal, then that will increase your team's stats and all of that, and that will of course be integrated in all of the sports games we're going to be seeing on the Xbox One. So that's pretty much all the details we actually have. They did mention that there'll be 15 exclusives in the first year for the Xbox One, and 8 of them will be new IP, but unfortunately they didn't actually say what these games are. I will imagine that'll be the information that they'll be revealing at E3, which is fair enough. Of course, Sony have held a few cards to their chest until E3 as well, so I can't hardly blame Microsoft for keeping some of it close to their chest. So, what do I think of the games? Well, there wasn't really a ton of detail revealed on many of them, that mostly focused on FIFA, and of course Call of Duty Ghosts, was covered in another video. And to be honest, I just want to see more gameplay, because it had the typical launch event problems and how a lot of it was pre-rendered trailers and so forth, and it's really hard to judge what the gameplay is actually going to look like from there. So I'm not really going to comment at the moment. It looks pretty good from what I've seen, but I want to hold back on my opinion until I've actually seen some in-game footage. We did see some for Call of Duty Ghosts, and it did look good, but one game is only one game at the end of the day, and I want to see more before I draw a conclusion on the potential for the Xbox One's graphics. Anyway, that's me done for this general news video on the games that we have information on the Xbox One. Do keep your eyes peeled, as we'll be bringing you yet more info on the Xbox One here on the channel and our website over at redgamingtech.com. So go check those out for some exclusive images and so forth taken from the event. Anyway, that's me done for this video. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.